Hardy har, everyone! I'm the Bargain Pirate, and I welcome you to a whole new season of adventures in game chasing, yar! 2020 was a very hard year when it came to game chasing and game collecting in general. I mean, going to stores like pawn shops and places like GameStop and EB Games, that was not something that I could do in that year. So I took to new avenues, either ordering from friends who have video games to sell or going online and things like that. So with that in mind, I managed to scrounge up a few game chases this year, and well, here they are. So let's start it off nicely with completing a set that I already started, with NHL 19. This is another one of the NHL games, and I found it for $10, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna add it to my NHL collection, and when NHL 20 and 21 and so on and so forth also become around in the $10-$20 range, I'll pick them up as well for my NHL collection. I'm probably gonna do a Madden and WWE collection this year, because the pirate loves him some WWE, you know what I'm saying? But yes, NHL 19, this is fun to have. The whole game is there. I've got the little inserts, I've got the disc. It's in mostly unplayed condition. It was pre-owned, but the pirate doesn't really care about things like that. It really doesn't bother me none that games like this belonged to somebody before, because now they're mine. One of the places that was open this year was Cloutier, which is a pharmacy or a drugstore where I get things like toilet paper and drugs. I mean, the medical kind, not the other kind, not the fun kind. Anyways, yeah, for the better part of the year, they had a media section open, because there was a point where, like, it was a total lockdown where you couldn't even buy, like, DVDs, or I wanted to buy a new pan, you know, to cook eggs and meat and stuff, and they wouldn't even sell me a pan because it was taped off. But there was a moment when the media section wasn't taped off, and I picked up some cool things for $5 a piece. I'll start it off with Dead Space 3. Now, I know this one has a bad reputation for all of the DLC stuff and all of the microtransactions. Case in point, it's one of those games that you had to pay an extra $10 if you bought it secondhand for the online. I haven't played this one yet, but I played the first two ones, and I liked the first two ones, so now I have a complete Dead Space collection. I mean, okay, sure, plus it's the limited edition, and I got it for $5. I'm not complaining. Another one of my $5 purchases is the spin-off of Dead Rising 2, the Off the Record, which is basically, if I understand correctly, Dead Rising 2, but with Frank from Dead Rising 1 and 4, instead of Chuck from Dead Rising 2. And of course, this one is, again, complete in box with the inserts that get more and more boring until we go into the PS4, Xbox One era, where there are just no inserts at all. Disc is there, it's new. I bought it new. I just opened it for you guys. So, that's pretty cool. Now, when I was a younger pirate, I saved up for my own PS2, and while I was on a ride home from my father's to my mom's house where I resided, the car was broken into when we were out eating, and the PS2, which I had hid at the bottom of the car with blankets and stuff, but all the cars in the parking lot got hit. One of the games that got stolen was Crash Bandicoot Warped, which I've been wanting back ever since, but, you know, I never came across a really clean copy, but this is a really clean copy. It's here, it's nice. I think the only drawback to it is somebody wrote their initials on the disc, but the disc itself is really clean, it's nice, and I have both the instruction manual as well as the lenticular cover. And I have Crash 2, and now all I'm looking for is a black label Crash 1, and I'm buying my childhood one piece at a time. Very happy to have this in my collection. I feel like I traveled back in time. Or that I warped back in time, yar. Oh no! Quick! Run! It's Godzilla! Ooh, lots of Godzilla today on Godzilla Watch. So let's start off this attack of Godzilla games with Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee for GameCube, which I got at a very good price. And like every other game that I like to buy for this system, complete in box. I'm very, very cold on buying GameCube games without the booklet. I mean, they are out there. It wasn't a console that sold that much in the grand scheme of things. Everybody loves GameCube, but it wasn't the most popular console at the time of its release, which unfortunately, like, made some of those games really shoot up in price, but this one's still kind of affordable. I didn't make a huge saving on it compared to the market price, but I'm really happy to have this one. So about a year or so later, there was a follow-up, Godzilla Save the Earth, and this is the PS2 version. And I understand that this version here is kind of getting up in price, and mainly because the new Godzilla movies are coming up, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, so people are getting really into Godzilla again. So Godzilla Save the Earth, which is pretty much Destroy All Monsters Melee with a few more monsters, emphasis on Space Godzilla, and I do like that the Godzilla box arts all have like these little icons of who's the monster is in the game, but they're so tiny I can't read which monsters are featured in this game, so very nice. There's somebody who wrote the letter C here, which I think is somebody's initial in silver marker, but it doesn't show that much unless you play around with it. It's not too bad, and the game itself is pristine, really clean. So Godzilla Save the Earth, really cool. And then the follow-up of Godzilla Save the Earth, Godzilla Unleashed for the Wii. It also came out for the PS2 and the DS, I think. Xbox, maybe? The plot is a little less interesting in this one. So they have a couple monsters that haven't been used before, but it's pretty much the same game, except it's kind of like the Street Fighter 2 Turbo of Godzilla games. Yeah, disc is a little tiny bit on the scratchy side. There's a hair on it, and now there is not. It's nice. But yes, no, it works fine. Godzilla Unleashed. Cool beans. So as you know, I do some Twitch on the side, and one of my Twitch fans and friends, Spartan Kingdom, went to Japan for a business trip or something. I forgot what it was. Was it a vacation? Was it a business trip? I forget, but he went to Japan for a couple weeks, and he knew that I collected Godzilla games, and he picked me up something really cool from the Mandarake store, and I kept the bag because it's a Japanese store with the address and everything. And this is a sealed copy of Godzilla Generations for the original Dreamcast, which only came out in Japan. Now, this is kind of like a proto version of the Godzilla games on the Nintendo GameCube, but tone it down a little bit. This is more like a PlayStation 1, early PlayStation 2 era game, but this was a launch title for the Japanese Dreamcast, and it's in great shape. I think it's brand new. I think this is a new original seal, in which case it still has a spin card here. So yeah, no, this was really cool. Thank you very much, Spartan Kingdom. I know it's been about almost a year since I have this from you, but thank you very much. Very appreciated, and this is going straight into my Godzilla and my Dreamcast collection. Yarr! And finally, last but not least, I have Godzilla for the PS4. This was my white whale for almost a year. I rented it once from the local library, but you know the libraries, usually what they do is they put a sticker with some metal bars in there for the theft prevention system, but when you put it in your PS4, it starts making like this noise, and I didn't like that, so I brought it back. Whatever, no harm, no fuss, but I was like, I'll get that game one day. I saw it all the time for $20, $25. We're talking 3 years ago. But ever since King of the Monsters came out a few years ago, well, this game has shot up in price like crazy, and I was really getting desperate. I mean, $50, $60, $70 for a game that I saw everywhere the year prior for $20, $25. Well, everywhere. I saw it once in a while. It's one of those games that didn't sell very well when it came out, and it's a port of a PS3 game in Japan. That didn't come out in America, but yeah. So wasn't that fairly popular, therefore it's kind of on the rare. Kind of like an Earthbound thing, but a little less than that, but still. I was supposed to meet up with someone from Facebook Marketplace to go purchase the game at a subway station. I arrived there, money in hand, and the person just says, "Oh, sorry, I sold it 10 minutes ago." It was a whole week of me talking to this person, well, not the whole week, but I talked to this person for a week, saying, okay, we're gonna meet there, everything was fine, everything was set, the price was set, it was $50, I think, and once I show up, the person not only, like, removed the ad once I was in the subway station, they sold it to somebody else for a profit, and they also then blocked me on Facebook, so I was a little furious, and I wrote on my socials, hey, this kind of sucks, this kind of behavior, I'm not a fan. But out of the darkness came a shining hero, and that hero's name is Mr. Flamingo, who, of course, was a previous guest star of the show and a personal friend of mine, and he was like, hey, right now I work in a video game store on the weekends, and a client came in and gave me this game for $10, and I'm done with it. I don't need to play it anymore. Like, would you like it for the same price that I bought it? Fair's fair, like no profit, just a really cool friend move. And So yeah, I got Godzilla for the PS4 for $10 and another 10 for shipping, so $20. But still, $20 is a lot better than what this game commands price-wise on eBay right now. And if you look this year, thanks to Godzilla vs. Kong, the prices have multiplied. Like, I'm extremely grateful to Mr. Flamingo. So please, if you have the time, go visit his new channel right here, Divertissement Flaminator, so you can go see some of the cool shows. And he also has a secondary channel called Sloan and Michael, where he makes little sitcom stuff with his roommate. So go see that. Encourage this person, because this person was kind enough to let me have this game that I've been looking for a long while at a very, very, very decent price, which has only become more and more decent as time goes on. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you very much, Mikael. But yes, Godzilla for the PS4. Now, this is one of those boring times in the PlayStation 4 era where it doesn't really have an insert. It's just, there's the game. The disc is in pristine condition. Everything's fine. My mailbox sort of scratched the plastic a bit. I could afford eventually to maybe change the case. There's like a tiny little rip here. But apart from that, it's everything I've ever wanted. And the game itself, I know some people find it stiff and a little bit meandering, but I really, really like this game. This is probably one of my favorite games for the PS4. I know, it's stupid, but is it because it's a Godzilla game? I guess so. So anyways, yes, Godzilla PS4, into the game collection you go. Well, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there'll be more. I know it's been a little slow on the channel lately, and I know I've always say these things at the time of like closing down videos, but yes, new shows are going to come out soon, including VG History, which is going to be a fun little retrospective of all video games ever. And next week, we will be opening this wonderful huge box that Tepa Games sent me, containing games, but I think it'll be so many games that it's going to take 2 whole episodes to talk about everything that's in this box, including one game that's worth half of all the box. What could it be? Anyways, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week for another adventure in game chasing. Yarr!